Hello, my incoming kindergarten students. My name is Mrs. Berasti. I will be your librarian when you come to the school in September. And I just wanted to come on today and say hello. And I hope you're having a wonderful summer. I hope you're listening to and reading a lot of books. I hope you've been to your town library this summer. If you haven't, go right away. They have so much going on, I promise you. Ask an adult. But today, I wanted to share with you some of the stories I've been reading this summer. And this summer, I wanted to spend some time with some old friends. These are books that are considered old classics, old favorites. They're called that because they've been around such a long time. So long that your parents read them when they were children, and maybe even your grandparents. And they're favorites because they're just timeless tales that are really enjoyable and children will continue to love for many years to come. We will be discussing Caps for Sale by Esther Slabikina, who wrote and illustrated the pictures. Corduroy by Don Freeman. And Harry the Dirty Dog by Jean Zion and illustrated by Margaret Bloy Graham. Up first is Caps for Sale. Guess how old this book is? Caps for Sale is 84 years old. Not this copy. Lucky for us, books continue to come out and be remade, but staying true to the original story and pictures. And new copies come out all the time. This one I have here in my hands was released this one's 24 years old. It was released in 2000. But it looks really good, children. Doesn't it look really nice and new? That's because in the library, we keep a protective cover on it, and we have rules on how to take care of our books and how to treat books. And this book has been taken home by so many children, and it's in beautiful condition. So I'm so proud of all my students. Caps for Sale is a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. What's a peddler, you ask? Well, a peddler is someone who sells things, but he doesn't have an Amazon truck. This is a long time ago before Amazon. A peddler walks through a village and sells his goods. And he's selling his caps. He has red caps, blue caps, and brown caps. And he walks through the village shouting, "Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." On this day, it's a very slow business day. Nobody wants to buy a cap. And he continues to walk and walk and walk. And soon he gets very tired and decides to take a rest along a tree. When he wakes up, all his caps are gone. Where did they go? What happened to them? Will he get them back? Find out when you read Caps for Sale by Esther Slabikina. Up next is Corduroy. And Corduroy is 56 years old. And you'll see again that protective cover I was telling you about. Corduroy is about a stuffed teddy bear who lives in a department store in the mall. Corduroy desperately wants to be chosen and taken home to be loved and played with by some child. He meets Lisa, and Lisa wants to take Corduroy home. But Lisa's mother says, "No, I've already spent too much money. It's time to go home, dear." Have your parents told you no? It happens sometimes, and that's okay. Lisa's mom also points out that Corduroy is missing a button. She says, "Why would you want that teddy bear? He's missing a button." Up until this point, Corduroy didn't even know he was missing a button. And he says, "I must find a button." So he goes off in the mall all alone at night to look for a button. You can imagine the adventures and experiences he has all alone in the mall. Even though he's looking for a button, what he really wants is a home. Will Corduroy find a button in the mall? Will he make it back to the toy shelf? Will he be chosen by a child to take home and loved? Read Corduroy by Don Freeman to find out. Our last book is Harry the Dirty Dog by Jean Zion, and the pictures by Margaret Boy Graham. This book was written 68 years ago. This is Harry on the cover. Here he's nice and clean. Here he's dirty. See, the thing about Harry is he does not like to take baths. Do any of you not like to take baths? We must, though, and so must Harry. But he decides to, on bath day, to trick his family and hide the sponge. He takes that sponge out of the house and buries it. And then he decides he doesn't want to go home. They might still make him get in the bathtub. So he runs away from home. And on the streets, he gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier until he's unrecognizable. He also gets sadder and scattered and lonelier and decides he wants to return home. And when he gets to his family, they don't recognize him. They don't know it's Harry. Will they recognize him? Will they let him in? Will he be reunited? Read Harry the Dirty Dog by Jean Zion and find out. You could check out all these titles at your library and other classics and old favorites. I recommend you do. And if you don't this summer, I will be reading them to you in the fall. I can't wait to meet you all. Enjoy your summer and don't forget to read.